Welcome to Q&A, Social Security Disability Today. This program is brought to you by the Reeves Law Firm, representing you and your Social Security and disability needs. If you have a problem or questions regarding Social Security and disability, call attorney Anthony Reeves. Here's your host, attorney Anthony Reeves.
Does it matter what type of treatment I'm getting for my mental health condition? Yes, it does. And I talked about this a little bit in the prior videos with regards to who you need to go see. This is usually what I found. The best type of treatment usually involves a two-pronged approach: therapy and medication. Usually you have a psychiatrist that's responsible for overseeing everything and who's also responsible for monitoring the medication that the person has. And they're working in concert with a team. It may be with a psychologist or with a team of counselors who collectively, they look at how that person is doing, prescribe the medication, and they look at how that person is particularly doing with therapy, and then they're adjusting the medication based on their, how well they're responding to the treatment and how well the therapy is going. I can tell you it gets a little trickier when it's just straight meds by itself or straight therapy by itself without both. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. I'm just telling you how, in my experience when I've done cases like this, how it tends to work. And one of the things that I tell people that it gets a little trickier, and I know I talked about the big three for mental health providers, mental health counselors, psychologists, and psychiatrists. Let me tell you where it typically pops up. I have a person who's going to a primary doctor, and they're telling that doctor that they're depressed. So the doctor prescribes Paxil or Zoloft. And that's basically it. That's it. I mean, no mental health counseling, no therapy, nothing like that. Now, does that mean that the doctor got it wrong? Absolutely not. But the doctor may be just realizing that, the person's experiencing some residual problems and so forth. Maybe a low dosage of Paxil Zoloft should take care of the problem. The key is the mental health condition of such a level of severity that maybe they need to have a little bit more. So I'm going to tell you, if you come to me and you're just going to your internal medicine doctor and they're giving you Paxil, I'm going to see that. But then if I'm going to ask you the magical question, how bad is your depression? Oh, it's really bad. They're just giving me medication. I'm like, okay, is it working? Well, yeah, it is. Okay, well then I'm going to tell you right now, if I see that you're just taking Paxil and that's it, I'm probably not going to do the backhand flip, as much as I'm probably going to see somebody who's taking maybe Abilify or Geodone or Risperdal, which are the antipsychotic medications, or Trazodone or Wellbutrin, and they're being followed by a therapist as well as a psychiatrist. I always tell people this, and I know I sound like a broken record doing these things. If I haven't made one thing clear, allow me the opportunity to do so. All of these things are things that are viewed collectively. The more pieces to the puzzle we have, a greater the picture. The fewer pieces to the puzzle, the more you leave it up to someone to put the puzzle pieces in there themselves. Now, listen to me when I'm saying this. One of the things that I learned long ago was that you never want to leave it up to someone else to figure out something. If you leave it up to someone else to figure out something, you create the possibility of them figuring it out against you. So if you believe your depression or your anxiety is severe and all you're taking is Paxil, you need to take it upon yourself to let your doctors know if you believe it's not helping you. Because if you're not going to a therapist, or if you're not going to get psychiatric treatment, if you're not getting those extra things, but you believe that they're necessary, if you're not doing those things that are necessary to show that you need those things, then you're leaving it up to someone else to think on their own that maybe your condition is not that bad. Trust me when I tell you, I know some of you are like that, but Attorney Reeves, sometimes I just can't get into that stuff. Remember, you got to prove it, so at least try.